I was talking to Brian Casella. I don't know if you guys know who Brian Casella is. Friend of mine, really cool guy. You should check him out. He always gives some positive information out. But one of the things I learned from him is to make sure to check that people can hear you, right? Otherwise, you just start talking on a live stream and people can't hear. So if you guys are starting to hear me, and can you guys hear me? Is the sound? Give me some thumbs up. Post if you can hear me, so I make sure that it's coming. Right. I don't think people can hear me. Can you make a comment if you can hear me? Okay, people are starting to. There it is. Okay, cool, awesome. So people can hear me. So the sound. So I'm reading a pretty awesome book right now. It's called The Code of an Extraordinary Mind. So that's why I put hashtag extraordinary mind. And I was thinking about, the progress of my life here at 32 years old, which I'm pretty young so far, but over 32 years, it's amazing to me the amount of information that has gone in and how I went from being not a happy person to being really freaking happy, quite honestly. Like being able to wake up sorry guys, I got a phone call. Be able to put my feet on the ground and say, I love my life. And it's funny because when I first started that, I don't think I actually really truly loved my life. When I first started saying that, I remember growing up, I was always a little bit smaller than everyone else, right? Like, so I felt like I had to work harder than everyone else. That's part of what has built my belief system. But anyways, when I was doing that, I felt like no one really liked me. So I felt like I was always excluded or I wasn't enough. That was the limiting belief that I had built. And honestly, most people probably have that belief or something. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not whatever enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not big enough, whatever. Or, and so you start to put these beliefs in your mind. And so then every time that you notice something where you're not good enough, you validate I'm not good enough, and you start to actually feel bad on the inside, right? And so we do it in all aspects of life. But as I started understanding, well, that's just a belief system, right? That's just how I was perceiving it at the time in my life. And yet someone else could see it completely differently. So then I started thinking, well, how can I recreate these beliefs so that I perceive and I look at the world in the way that makes me feel good, that I feel happy. And so you go through and I just made some of like a whole 3-video series on this on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. But you start with, beliefs first that lead to action, and then action leads to result. Give me some thumbs up if if I'm making sense right now. If you're getting what I'm saying, and if maybe you've experienced this too, or maybe just post if you think I'm crazy below, if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But these beliefs on how we believe about ourselves and how we believe things happen, the idea of the belief of go to school, get a job, to prepare for retirement one day, like that. And you hear a lot of people talk about, or at least I hear more and more people talk about that, how stupid that idea is. But that's the belief I grew up with. And then I started realizing that maybe that is actually limiting. The average American right now works till May, June time just to pay their taxes to the state and federal government. Does that sound like something that you want to do? Well, unfortunately, that's where the belief that I had growing up is you had to get a job and go to work and prepare for retirement. So then when I said I didn't want that for me, I don't want to have to rely on a corporation, or I don't want to have to rely on, having to work 5 months of the year to pay taxes for the government. I don't want to rely on that. Then I realized, well, who has that life? I started identifying successful people that had that, and I started asking them questions. I started reading books about what they taught, and understanding that their beliefs is what changed their actions, which changed the results. How do you change those actions, right? How do you change? You got to change those beliefs, but how do you change those beliefs is the real question I started asking myself. And I came across the idea of meditating, and so I wanted to learn more about it, and I'd heard about transcendental meditation probably about 6 or 7, maybe 8 years ago. It was a while ago, and I learned it, but I didn't really start practicing it. So one of the things that I was able to do with time is I committed to doing transcendental meditation. And what happened is it led me to do other things like visualizations, right? So I started visualizing the results I wanted into my life, okay? And once I started visualizing what I wanted, I hold on to that long enough, all of a sudden now my energy changed, my belief changed, I started taking different action in my life. And when I started taking different action, I got the different results. I know this kind of goes in like a giant circle here, but the idea of it is, how do extraordinary people become extraordinary? How does Elon Musk, the guy who got PayPal, that completely does everything for us now, he started that company, right? How does guys like him, or he's right now trying to fly to Mars, and same with what's his name from Virgin Mobile, right? How do these people get so extraordinary? How does someone like LeBron James get so amazing at basketball, or Steph Curry? And I don't know sports very well, so I might be messing the names up. But what I'm saying is, there's extraordinary people on this planet. True or true? How come some people are extraordinary and some people are just miserable? Right? Maybe not even miserable. Maybe they're just average. Maybe they're just floating through life. Why is it that there's a difference here? Why is there such a dramatic difference in wealth in our country? Why is it that 1% of the population on Earth holds like 90% of the wealth, or some ridiculous number like that? Why is it that there's this major separation? And it's clearly a little bit of luck, but a lot of bit of beliefs, whether it was a person born in the ghetto, so to speak, where they had nothing, and I haven't lived in the ghetto, so I don't know, but maybe they didn't have anything, so they lived in Compton, right? How is it someone like that, like Dr. Dre, can leave from Compton and go to where he's at, being a billionaire, and really just change the face of music, and earphones, all that, like, he went from nothing to that, right? But then you've got people that were born into success. They were born into a wealthy family, or you look at the I don't even know what you call them over in England, right? The prince and the queen and all those. You're born into royalty, which it does make it a little bit easier to be wealthy. But what happens is you just learn different beliefs than the guy that grew up in West Clinton. You know what I mean? Freaking cleaning up horse shit, right? There's a whole different world there. You see what I'm saying? But how do you be in any one of these positions and then take and just create the life you want? You just focus on creating better beliefs. How do you create better beliefs? Ask yourself better questions. What do you want? Where are you discontent? Rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, spiritually, mentally, physically, socially, financially. Where are you in your spiritual world? Rank yourself. If you're an 8, what would it take to be a 10? Well, maybe for you, it's go to church. Maybe it's read the Bible. Maybe it's get on your knees and pray. Maybe it's learn how to meditate. Maybe it's to try some new age shit. I don't know. You got to answer your own question, right? Maybe it's just to get connected with source energy and who you are. What about with your physical realm? Right? Seriously, write this down right now. I literally just got slapped in the face by doing this exercise with myself because I'd let my shit go physically, right? I was doing awesome for about 8 or 9 months, and I just kind of jumped off the bandwagon. So where are you at? If you're a 7, what does it take to get you a 10? Is it exercising 5 times a week? Is it drinking vegetable drinks? Is it getting a system and a book, learning to read? What is it that you got to level up in that part of your life? You can do this with every part of your life. And once you do, you say, well, you know what? Here's what leveling up looks like in my financial world. It looks like, hey, listen, I'm actually going to follow what I've learned from Robert Kiyosaki or what I've learned from The Richest Man in Babylon, right? So let's say you do that. And you start applying, well, I'm going to pay myself first 10%. Start doing that. What would that look like if you started paying yourself 10% of every one of your checks that you got? Man, here's what I mean by that, man. It's taking that money and setting it aside so that you can invest it into some sort of vehicle that will pay you money over and over again. Okay? That's what I mean by paying yourself first. Where is it in your life that's what you got to do? And all you have to do is ask yourself better questions. You want better results, ask yourself better questions. It's that simple. What vehicle do you want to be driving? If money did not matter, what would it be? Just put it down on paper and don't worry about how you're going to get it. What would your physical body look like? And obviously I'm not the best example on the physical realm, but what would your physical body look like? Describe that and don't worry how you're going to make it happen right away. Just speak it, and then you'll start to take action that direction. Maybe you'll go hire a trainer. Maybe you'll get a new gym partner. Maybe you'll create a new meal plan, whatever it is. I do this all the time with my businesses. That's kind of what my strength and my weakness is everyone says, hey, Colton, you should get new hobbies. And I'm like, frick, dude, my businesses are my hobby. My real estate sales business is my hobby. My online digital marketing company is my hobby. Working with Fearless Agent and growing all these opportunities, that's my hobby. That's what I'm excited about, right? I don't want to go and watch a football game. That's just not who I am, okay? So all you have to do is simply get addicted to whatever change that you want to make into your life. Physical, financial, spiritual, relationship. Hey, Rich, you looking good too, man. Thanks for saying that. Brought my spirit up today. Oh, sorry guys, I got a phone call. So here's something too that is something that I learned. So Rich just did it awesome for me, by the way, is always talk people up. Rich said, hey, looking good, man. So when you do things like that, how would you feel when someone says you look good? It made me feel good right now. So thanks, by the way, Rich. But how would you think it'd feel if you said to someone, hey, you look good, or nice dress, or nice suit, or nice haircut? You know, how would that help them feel? And when you give more in that direction, that's a new belief, that's a new action. It creates that new result into your life. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to skin out. If you want to change that result, you have got to change your beliefs that project your action to causes your results, right? So everything is kind of just a stream here. Change your results, change your actions. Change your actions, change your thoughts and beliefs.